Solo versus grouping. Alright, let's get to some combat tips. What's better, solo play or grouping? Well, this is a complicated question and it depends on many factors. However, in very broad strokes, it goes like this. Soloing enemies after about level 4 or so takes a long time. Your time to kill, or TTK, will feel excessively long. This is by design. The game is intended to be played in groups of 2 to 6 players. However, if you solo enemies, you get everything. All the XP, all the drops, and most importantly, all the coin. You know, if they drop it. If you're in a group, the time to kill will be much shorter, but that means you can kill many more enemies in the same time frame. If you have a particularly well-oiled group, you can slaughter entire spawn volumes with ease and run out of mobs. That can be a unique frustration in and of itself, let me tell you. In a group, however, you will share loot, and coin will be distributed amongst the group. Now, I bring up coins specifically for a good reason. The way it is distributed will seem weird at first, so let me explain. Let's say there are 5 people in a group. An enemy drops 9 copper coins. How do you divvy that up? Well, you can't do so exactly fairly. What the game will do is take 1 coin and give it to everyone. Then 4 people will get an extra coin, meaning one unlucky sap only gets 1 coin while the rest get 2. This seems to more or less round robin over time though, so try not to freak out too much when it happens. It gets really egregious when you start getting mobs that drop new denominations though, the first one being silver in your early to mid-teens. You'll see a mob drop 1 silver and 3 copper. Your share was 0 copper. This will be extremely frustrating. 1 silver is a significant amount of money at this stage of the game. It's super useful, and you're telling me I got nothing? I get it, but calm down though. We ran some experiments in public testing, and over the course of a 3-hour dungeon dive where this kind of thing happened frequently, we all came out with similar amounts of coin, albeit not exact. Of the 6 of us, one of us had 21 silver, the rest had between 16 and 18, so it will share the wealth. It's close to being even, but it's not an exact science, and the copper distribution isn't perfect either, so it really skews sometimes like the example I just mentioned here. Either way, it'll feel really bad when you see it happen multiple times that you get 0 coins from corpses. But sometimes you'll get that 1 silver coin and it'll feel like Eltindra just smiled upon you. So just stay calm, it'll more or less balance out over time, I promise. Ultimately, when it comes to whether you want to group or solo, it comes down to what your goal is, what class you're playing, and the amount of time you can commit to in the current session. If you need money to buy new spells or some bags, go solo some humanoids or dragonkin. If you want to get a couple levels to hit that next spell level, hop in a group and grind for a couple of hours. Ultimately, the class you play will matter here. Some classes solo better than others, especially classes which can heal themselves. They have an inherent advantage over those who cannot. And that's because it's not all about how long it takes to kill something, but how much downtime there is between kills too. If you are a rogue, for example, you have no way to heal yourself. Sure, you can absolutely annihilate enemies, but every single time you take 20 damage, that's a whole minute you have to park your butt and not move to regenerate your health afterwards. That time will add up very fast. By the time you reach level 20 or so, it can take 30 or more minutes to regen your health naturally. Health that you can lose in just a few fights. Talk about a terrible amount of downtime. Yes, there are ways to help with this situation, particularly bandages, but those take multiple seconds to use and are limited in usefulness, and to be honest, very expensive early on, unless you have an elementalist summon them for you. That cloth could make you some bags, or a dress for you clothies out there. This won't matter as much for the first few levels, but by the time you hit level 10 or higher and it starts taking 20 plus minutes to regen your missing 400 health, you will feel it, trust me. You might be wondering, what about mana then? Mana using classes get a skill called Meditate, which lets them regenerate their mana at much faster values, like 10 to 12 per tick instead of 2. Allegedly, at high levels, it's also extremely painful to regen mana though. This might be fixed in the future though, and since I've not experienced it myself, I can't really comment much more than that.